I guess in a way we've been talking a little bit about internal language, right? So how does the internal language that people use, the way they think and talk about their pain, actually reinforce or perpetuate the pain that they're feeling?
Oh my gosh. When you think about it, I think that we speak worse about ourselves than we do about anybody else in our life. We're constantly like second guessing ourselves, denigrating ourselves, putting ourselves down, being disappointed with our efforts. And it's a running stream of consciousness in the back of our mind. While on the other hand, we're trying to do all of these things and excel in all of these ways, but we're not paying attention to the backdrop of our language. And we don't actually realize that language has so much power. And I think a lot of that has to do with so much hyperbole in the world today and so much extreme language all around us that we've become a little bit immune to the power of words. And it's really, really powerful because I think that we create our own reality. When you say to yourself all the time something, you will always see that. Like if all I see is people are going to take advantage of me everywhere I turn, then everywhere I turn, people are taking advantage of me. And then that serves to reinforce my belief that everybody's always out to take advantage of me. And instead, if I look at opportunities all around me for people to be giving, then all I'll see are people who are giving. And that'll reinforce my idea that giving people are all around me. And I think it's the same way internally, right? Like if we say to ourselves, I can never ever like say no to the Twinkie. And every time that Twinkie's there, you don't say no to it. And then that reinforces your idea of like you're never able to say no to the Twinkie. And so it's like we don't really recognize that we create our own reality. And we create our own reality from the stories that we tell ourselves and the running monologue that we're always like in. And starting to do a pattern interrupt and recognize like what it is that you are always saying to yourself and how you're bringing that into reality in your like lived real life, like that I every time I talk to my sister, she triggers me. I can't talk to my sister without getting upset. And then sure enough, every time you talk to your sister, you're upset. And it's like, so I think like it's super subtle, but it's incredibly powerful. And it's just something that's also another thing to start to pay attention to. These subtle things have a lot to do with why you have chronic pain.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't something that I've seen, but I've heard other practitioners say things like, "Oh, yeah, I was working with this person and they kept saying, oh, so and so's a pain in the neck." And where was their pain? It was in their neck, right?
Yes.
Or so and so's a pain in the ass, and they might have had, hemorrhoids or something, right?
Yeah, right.
I've not. It's not something I've seen, but other people have here in the UK. Some things I hear people say quite a lot is, "Oh, that's just my luck," right?
Yep.
Something goes, "Oh, that's just my luck." So it's almost like they're expecting something to go wrong. You
Yes.
know, if this sparks something for you, there's a much deeper conversation in the full episode. You can watch it here on YouTube or on Spotify or listen on Apple Podcasts. Like, subscribe, and stay connected for more.